Hello everyone, welcome to the world of tech and startups. On behalf of Inflector India, I welcome you all to this day where we introduce our core board members and begin a journey towards greener future. Today we have gathered here to understand the working and the benefits of our product Inflector. In order to understand Inflector more clearly, Mr. Rohan will be taking the lead from here.
Hello everyone, this is Rohan Bose, Director of Inflector India. We introduce you Inflector, a thermal solar heat barrier which got designed and developed by NASA in the 1960s for the space suits worn by the astronauts. Our product Inflector is the next step towards reducing carbon footprints and thermal discomfort, thus increasing work efficiency. Let me give you an insight into the working of the product.
The solar heat from the sun carries ultraviolet and infrared along with the visible sunlight. These rays, when enter into a glass building, the glass traps the heat inside the room radiated from infrared and ultraviolet rays. As a result, there is a significant rise in the room temperature, which increases the load on cooling system. Thus, more carbon is emitted into the atmosphere. Inflector, our thermal solar heat barrier, when installed on the windows, blocks up to 92% of ultraviolet and 82% of solar heat and allows only 27% of visible light to transfer, thus reducing the load on our cooling system.
Talking more about the product, our energy auditor Mr. Chinmay Datta will brief you more about the energy reports.
Hello everyone, I am Chinmay Datta. I am basically B certified energy auditor and a chartered engineer. This is the energy efficiency on which I am working for the last 17 years on a different building HVAC optimizations. Clients like Mahindra and Mahindra, Aditya Birla, Aramco, Citibanks, you name it. So many places we did the energy management, energy audits, and now today we are wanting to have a look the efficiency of the Inflector in a room. In order to start the energy efficiency measurement of the Inflector, what we did actually, we created the artificial heat on the wall by installing that room heaters. And then accordingly, to measure the energy consumptions of the air condition system, what we did actually, we installed the IoT energy meters. To understand the room temperature and the return air temperature and the ambient temperature, we installed a separate thermometers which are IoT connected, so that on the cloud we can do the simulation of this thing. That is the initial setup with what we done. Then what we did actually, we created the preheating of the room to reach to a temperature, and then we switch on the AC on a trial basis without Inflector, kept it for 45 minutes. When that room's temperature is reached to a certain level, then we start counting on the energy consumptions and the temperatures, recording of the rooms, outside, everything simultaneously. And then what we did, again we created the heat inside, the temperature reaching to a particular point. After that we start installing the Inflector on the windows. Started the AC and counting on the parameters parallel the same way, the way we used to do without Inflector. And the process started at 2 p.m. and the entire thing gone up to 4 p.m. And the result is very alarming, it is very satisfactory, because without Inflector, we set the temperature at 23 degree of the AC, and once we've seen the record itself is telling that we are not able to achieve the set temperature in the room without Inflector. The same kind of condition on which when we have started measurement with Inflector, we achieved the temperature below 22 degree, and the system was cut up 4 times in 2 hours. In earlier case, it was not even cut up. So overall, direct to direct energy savings is concerned, if you correlate these two together, it is 10 to 16%, which is quite good. So we say that our blind is with the two eyes, the eye for energy efficiency and eye for the vision, because with this blind you can see it is transparent, we can see every scenery, everything outside.
As we are the first generation of this human race to feel the effects of climate change and the last generation to do something about it. So we decided to educate and make everyone understand that it's our duty to save our Mother Earth.
I am here today to discuss the problems we face due to heat waves in India. According to the geographical location of India on the world map, India experiences higher heat wave as compared to northern and southern hemisphere. Many of you might not know, heat wave in India is the most lethal disaster after the flood. The very first factor affecting Indians because of heat wave are health issues, which can be like mental stability, loss of consciousness, heat strokes and many more. Now I will like to tell you what's going to happen if we don't act responsibly. India is expected to lose 5.8% of working hours by 2030. 9.04% of working hours expected to be lost in each agriculture and construction sectors. This will severely impact on India as Indians are pretty much dependent on these livelihoods. In absolute terms, India will lose 34 million full-time jobs by 2030. Now we have come up with a solution which will change the way how we look at these problems. We introduce you Inflector, a thermal solar heat barrier which got designed and developed by NASA in the 1960s for the space suits worn by the astronauts. Adding to this, our product Inflector is the next step towards reducing carbon footprints and thermal discomfort, thus increasing work efficiency. Let me give you an insight into the working of the product. This is a BTU meter which will be set to 100%, and this is an infrared solar heat lamp which is the source of heat. As you might know, there are three types of glasses which are used for windows in buildings and homes. One is the single pane, second is the double pane glass, and the third is the low emissivity glass. Each glass has properties of blocking some amount of heat. Now we are seeing that the single pane glass blocks 18%, the double pane glass blocks 34%, and the low E glass blocks 38%. Now this is Inflector. When we put Inflector with these glasses to see how effective it is, we can see that Inflector with the single pane glass blocks 76% of heat, with the double pane glass 78%, and with the low E glass it blocks up to 80%. Inflector is dedicated towards Save Earth movement and zero carbon emissions by 2040. Please join our hands and save our Mother Earth, because it's our responsibility to save our home.
It is said that it takes decades of experience and a great wisdom to master the art of trade and business, holding an experience of 40 years in national and international markets, brand creativity and market creation. Our founder and COO, Mr. Swapan Bose, has created a benchmark in world of analyzing and creating a structure fundamentals of the company. The secret to success lies in the fact of being a good leader, having the ability to make quick decisions and making it a habit. Our co-founder, Mr. Sandeep Chaudhary, always had this clear focus and vision, which made him the man of the hour. Adding to this, our director, Mr. Rohan Bose, is one of the youngest achiever in the company. He has been on the cover page of Iconic Shakti, International Men's Edition, as young entrepreneur. And he always believes this, that we should always focus on outcomes rather than the obstacles.
मेरे फादर ने इस प्रोडक्ट को अब्रॉड में देखा था. इट्स नॉट गुड टू कॉल इट एज अ प्रोडक्ट, इट्स एन इनोवेशन. सो मेरे फादर ने इसको 2010 में देखा था अब्रॉड में, and since then he was after the company to give us the rights for India. So finally we got the rights in 2020 for India, Nepal, Bhutan and Sri Lanka, and since then our journey has been started. And Inflector is a product which will help the cause save Earth in many ways. It is an innovation which was designed and developed by NASA in the 1960s for the spacesuits worn by the astronauts. Since the year 98, it has been commercialized for buildings and homes to save money in people's pockets and save electricity and reduce carbon emissions.
Our new office has been inaugurated at Ahmedabad and it is in media coverage as well.
દેશ અને દુનિયા પર હાલમાં ગ્લોબલ વોર્મિંગનો ખતરો છે, તેને રોકવા માટે દુનિયાના સાયન્ટિસ્ટ પોતપોતાની રીતે મથી રહ્યા છે, જેમાં ઇન્ફ્લેક્ટર ઇન્ડિયા પણ પૃથ્વીને બચાવવાના મિશનમાં લાગી ગયું છે. ઇન્ફ્લેક્ટર ઇન્ડિયાએ ભારત સિવાય 4 દેશો સાથે ઇન્ફ્લેક્ટર દ્વારા ઉર્જા બચાવવાના સાધનો વેચાણ માટે કોલેબોરેટ કરેલું છે. ઇન્ફ્લેક્ટર ઇન્ડિયાના કોર્પોરેટ ઓફિસનું અમદાવાદમાં ઓપનિંગ થયું, જેમાં કંપનીના સીઈઓ સ્વપન બોસ, ઇન્ફ્લેક્ટર ઇન્ડિયાના સહસ્થાપક સંદીપ ચૌધરી અને કંપનીના એનર્જી એડિટર દીપક દત્તા હાજર રહ્યા હતા.
इन्फ्लेक्टर इंडिया एक प्रोडक्ट है जो सोलर हीट को ब्लॉक करते हैं. जो आज की डेट में देखेंगे इंडिया में पूरे इंडिया के वर्ल्ड में मैक्सिमम जो है ना विंडो में जो है ना ग्लास यूज होता है और मैक्सिमम एरिया जो है ना ग्लास विंडो होते हैं। तो उस जगह में हम अपना इन्फ्लेक्टर को लगाते हैं तो जिससे जो है ना अपना जो सोलर हीट है वो करीब 70 to 75% तक हीट को ब्लॉक करते हैं, जिससे हमारे डायरेक्टली जो HVAC है उसमें जो है ना रिडक्शन आता है। एंड HVAC जो अपना पॉल्यूशन क्रिएट करता है, जनरेट करता है, उसको जो है ना रिड्यूस करता है।
इंडिया में इस कॉन्सेप्ट को हम लेके आए हैं। ये एक यूनिक सॉल्यूशन है जो नासा के द्वारा ये टेक्नोलॉजी को डेवलप किया गया है और इसके एक मदर हम इसके एक्सक्लूसिव राइट्स हैं इंडिया, श्रीलंका, बांग्लादेश, दुबई के हमारे पास में। तो इन्फ्लेक्टर इंडिया इस मिशन, इस सेव अर्थ मिशन पे हम इस पृथ्वी को बचाना चाह रहे हैं ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को। ये किस तरह से बचेगी? आज अपना जितना भी जो हीट का इश्यू है, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग का इश्यू है, जितने भी हीट्स आती है अपनी विंडो के थ्रू आती है, 70 to 80% हीट्स हैं और इस हीट को इन्फ्लेक्टर यूज करके हम 70 to 80% हीट्स को हम ब्रेक कर सकते हैं। जब अंदर हीट ही नहीं आएगी अपने घरों में तो अपने एसी के कंजप्शन ऑटोमेटिकली कम होंगे, कार्बन जनरेट कम होगी। तो एक तो डायरेक्टली हम कार्बन को रिड्यूस कर रहे हैं और जब हीट अपना एसी कम चलेंगे तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इनडायरेक्टली भी हम अपना कार्बन को बचा रहे हैं क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सेविंग होगी अप टू 50%।
एयर कंडीशन यूनिट आप जो अगर लास्ट 5 साल के आप देखेंगे कितना खरीदा गया है मार्केट में, अगर ये चीज को आप नोटिस करें तो इससे आपको समझ में आएगा जो किस तरह से एयर कंडीशन मार्केट ग्रेजुअली ग्रो कर रहा है। और उसका ग्रो होने का एक ही कारण है, जो एम्बिएंट टेम्परेचर इज गोइंग अप, करेक्ट। तो अभी एम्बिएंट टेम्परेचर को हम रोकने के लिए हम सूरज को रोक नहीं सकता है, लेकिन अगर सूरज के रोशनी को अगर मैं उसका हीट को अगर निकाल सकता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली मेरा रूम में टेम्परेचर में कमती कर सकता है। और रूम में टेम्परेचर जैसी कमती होगा उसी तरह से आपका एयर कंडीशन का जो यूटिलाइजेशन वो कमती होगी। ये है चैलेंज। और ये चैलेंज को रोकने के लिए हमारा पास में जो सोल्यूशन है, जो इन्फ्लेक्टर जो बताया, वो इन्फ्लेक्टर ब्लाइंड है, इन्फ्लेक्टर ग्लास है ना, इन्फ्लेक्टर फिक्स फ्रेम है। ये 3 जो प्रकार से एप्लीकेशन के ऊपर में निर्भर करता है, उस तरह से मैं एक रूम का, एक घर का, एक कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग का टेम्परेचर को, इनसाइड टेम्परेचर को मैं कमती कर सकता है।